All right, welcome everyone. So I wanted to just kind of do just do it this way because sometimes just doing the email back and forth and trying to figure it out, sometimes it's easier just to get on and kind of talk about it. I'm going to just be completely upfront that I don't know the complete vision, but what I can share is what I do know, and some of it we've kind of been experiencing in already this year. So if you remember back in for the 111, I guess it was, retreat or event, that we opened up a wormhole and that was connected into where I did the 33 activation way back during the first journey that I did when we ascended through the DMT codes. That's also when I ascended the carbon of Rob's ashes, and that was the last portal that I activated. And Jennifer actually went with me up there and was part of that. So she knows where that was. We took a lot of pictures so we would go back to the right place because I thought it would be really easy to find it again, and it wasn't. So we took a lot of pictures so that we knew that we were going back to the right place. And at the time, Ashlima kind of came in and um, so, obviously we all have created the wormhole, and we're all having the experience of that in our own way. And now they're opening up all these multiple wormholes between the eclipses, and just, I mean, gosh, there's so much happening. It's kind of hard to keep track of it all. But we do know that coming the end of August, I will be starting the Ascending Reality course, and course or journey, whatever you want to call it. And at the time, I thought, oh, I'm going to be going on another journey. And they're like, no, you're not. You're going to be doing the journey through these wormholes that they are activating, and everything is going to be done on in the fifth dimension. And so I've been sitting in because I knew that at some point we were going to be returning to Sedona. And of course, I'm starting to ask these questions of, well, what does this look like? What are we going to be doing? And so I can share with you the bits and pieces of the visions that they have been giving me. Is that we will continue to work through those wormhole energies. So everybody will bring some sort of an intention, because the Astrolema loves to work with intention. But what we'll be doing is we are going to be connecting to each of the, I guess you could say, the technologies of the DNA, both conscious body and reality, and moving them in through what they're calling stargates. And so the stargates are not portals, they're actual stargates. And so they're using stargates so that we can kind of get up off of the third dimensional experience of, you could say, the earth space. And so they're moving from portals to stargates. And so the stargates are frequency, I guess you could say, gosh, I don't even know what word. I feel like, is there an English word that kind of describes what they are? I mean, I feel like if we can kind of just think about what a Stargate is, but they're not connected to anything. They're just their own kind of form. And when you're moving in with intention, and the Stargate is held in a very specific vibration, and you're activating through the DNA, you're there, it creates an experience. And I don't really know much more than that. I haven't actually had a full experience of the Stargate. It's something that they are definitely bringing through. Those of you that are going to be at the Austin retreat will be the first to experience a Stargate, because I can tell you they're building it right now, or bringing it in. I'm not really sure how they do it, but they're actively working on it. Let's say that. And so I'm super curious to see what that experience is going to be like. But yeah, it is kind of like a vehicle, but I don't even know if it's a vehicle though, because um, Yeah, I guess we're gonna find out. I don't know that I feel like we'll all walk away and probably have our own version of what it is, but um so what we're going to be doing is we will be doing some work consciously. So we will do circle work, and we're going to be kind of creating, or we're going to be actively working with the Astroluma to stabilize. There's going to be 12 stargates. And so each day we will be building up to the 1111. On 1111, we will return to the 33 portal and activate 11, 12, and 33. So those three technologies will be activated at the portal, at the 33 portal, which will at that point will be ascended. And, other than that, I wish I could give you more information on kind of what that is, but we will be hiking quite a bit. So, I mean, not quite a bit. Like, we'll go on a hike every single day because there are locations that they're wanting us to bring in the experience of the Stargates. And I'm going to guess like it won't be any more than 4 miles a day. But I can tell you they're showing me three very specific locations that we'll be going to. So we will be hiking to a location every day. And the last day will be the final one of the 33 porthole. And I can tell you just on kind of like just that last one. I mean, it's not a long hike. It's not a hard hike if you're used to hiking, but I will say that the first part of it is a little steep, right? It's yeah, it's steep, and I don't know how long do you think that was, Jennifer? Like maybe 4 miles round trip. It wasn't too long. Yeah, it wasn't too long. So that would be kind of what you should be able to do physically. Would be able to do that 3 days in a row. So if to be able to get to all of the locations, it would be about that um, on a physical level, if you will. So I put intermediate hiking ability. um, so I have a couple of places that I've already rented. Walking sticks are great, absolutely. I've already rented a couple of places. I'm waiting to see how many people are going to be coming before I'll like choose the one that we're gonna do. And for that reason, I'm kind of getting people to commit sooner than later because this isn't going to be a huge, massive group. It's going to be kind of like whoever's going to commit between now and the end of the month, this month, and then I'm shutting it down because I don't want it to be this thing where, oh well, we're gonna go do this and this. It's just like, okay, it's like let's commit. Well, we're gonna start the field, and just like let's just start the journey now because it isn't. I have a feeling it's gonna be pretty intense, and for that reason, I'm just like, I would rather just get it locked in, have the frequency there, and us all knowing that this is going to be something that we're going to be experiencing, and we're not bringing in new energies, aren't going in and out as we kind of approach that. So, with that, I'm going to open it up to questions because maybe you'll have some questions that I will be able to answer, and I just haven't really thought to say it out loud. Let me go to gallery here. So are there questions at all? So you see the fluctuation in the price is kind of because I don't know what venue we're going to be in. So until I know what venue we're going to be in, that's kind of the fluctuation of price. I can tell you one venue, all of them are single rooms. One venue, all of them are single rooms, but two. And then one of them is the bigger one. And that one, you can make almost every single one of them a single room. And then there's a couple that have double rooms. So that's kind of what we're looking at. And because it'll be a smaller group, my vision, I've always wanted to do this, and we did do it at the last time we were in Sedona, is to do, so I kind of like prepped some soups, and I went to my mom's beforehand and we kind of cooked, and we had all the Ormus and we did all this little fun stuff. And then when we got there, we kind of all gathered in the kitchen and like got the bread and made the salads together. And it was just really beautiful community to be able to be in the kitchen together. So that was kind of my vision, since this will be a smaller group. That was my vision of kind of doing food instead of having another energy coming in that's not part of what we're doing, is to just have it be completely us. And the other thing I haven't mentioned as well is that the last day that we check out, I kind of saw us checking out and doing an integration hike slash walk, and then going into town and going out to lunch together, and then maybe doing some little shopping and kind of have some fun. And if there was enough interest of people wanting to stay longer, I could look at extending the uh, the venue as well, if that was something that people were interested in. Okay, now I'm going to be quiet and see if there's any questions at all.
I've never been to Sedona. I'm just curious, where do you fly into?
Yeah, okay, so thanks. Yeah, because it's not easy to get to. It is, you fly into Phoenix, and then it's about a 2 hour drive from Phoenix.
Okay.
And so we would do, I haven't decided what I'm going to do, if I'll go straight to Sedona or if I'll go to my mom's first and then head up. If I do that, I'll be able to pick a couple people up and drive a couple people up. But I really would like people to at least maybe have two or three, because we need to be able to drive to the locations. So that's another thing. So if we don't have that, then we'll have to Uber and kind of have that whole thing. And so if there's enough people that can rent cars, that would be ideal. Kathy says she's driving, so she'll be able to have a few people in her car. Um, I'm kind of feeling like the number 10 and 10 to 12 people. So we'd need like three cars. So we already have two. So we just need like one more person that would be willing to drive or have a car. Um,
So you drive to a hiking starting point and then hike from there. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, they'll be
Okay.
different. And it is like kind of their off season. The weather will be in the 50s, 60s normally in November.
And
And so the nice thing is that those dates actually end up being during the week. So there's no parking restrictions. So we should be able to drive right to the hiking trails and park right there and not have to do a shuttle and all that kind of stuff, because in the busier season there it's a lot harder to get to the hiking trails. So it should be a little bit easier to do that. Sedona is a lot of fun. I can't believe you've never been to Sedona, Paula.
I just haven't.
Yeah, you feel the energy. I'll say it's an experience. I feel like this part of the what we're going to be doing there too is to kind of bring the frequency into um how do I say it, from people pulling from the vortexes, that it's stabilizing those vortexes more in um how do I say it, it's going to take energy to the energy just being a stabilized experience, that it's not really taking from the earth or the land. And that's part of what the stargates are going to start doing, is elevating the frequency of not just Sedona, because that's a part of what we're going to be doing in the um, ascending reality, is that just ascending the whole entire grid to, yeah, it is kind of mission based, but it's also personal. It's not just mission based, it's personal too. I mean, I feel like everything we're doing is kind of mission based, because as we raise our frequency, it raises the frequency of those around us. And when we shift our DNA, we shift the DNA of humanity. But this will be a big one. I'm really curious to see. I can tell you, I don't know if Jennifer wants to share her experience, but when had no idea what to expect when we went up to the portal, I had a completely different vision. And we went in and did the activation, and they were showing me what it actually was. And I just like I didn't even it was like don't talk to me, don't be around me. I was just like I have to integrate what just happened, and it took a couple days for me to fully anchor in the energy. So uh, I can't even say that I fully understand it even now. It's just so big. Kathy.
For me, I've been to Sedona several times, and I always long to be able to hike, but I never could. So this is a grand opportunity for me to get in shape.
Hmm. Well, I've always had a vision of you peaking a mountain with me. I've seen it for years. Yeah, seen it. Does anybody else have a share or a question? Nothing? You guys are so quiet. Well, okay, so I know a couple of you have emailed with some interest. I believe Rose may have put it on the events page at this point. Let me look to see. I can pull that link. Um, yes. So you'll if you go to the events page, I can put that link in the chat. You'll see it there, and there is a link if you want to reserve your spot. And I can tell you there's one venue that will take up to, I believe, like 14 people. It's not my favorite out of all of them. Actually the one that's my favorite is would be 9 people plus me and Neil as the steward. Um, and that one's probably my favorite one if I were to pick. But we're gonna do it by interest. The other one is really cool. It's like a dome. Um, it's kind of an interesting venue. The place is pretty cool. It's just not as cozy, I guess. But I don't know. Now I'm saying it, I'm like, well, I don't know. Maybe it would be a lot of fun. Anyways, no other questions? Not at all. Okay, well, I wish I could give you more details, but it's one of those things we're still far enough out, and that I guess I could say so how they want to do it is they're going to start ascending reality technologies the last week of August. And so that 12 weeks goes to we do the 22 technology the week before the 11/11, and they're going to wait till after those stargates are put in place before they activate the 33 as part of that journey. And so I'm sure that we'll get more information on that, but that's kind of the timeline because I was trying to make it the week before and they literally would not let me do it. So I was like, so I finally went and looked at the calendar and I was like, oh, so they want to wait till after. And so, yeah, so it'll be interesting seeing what that's all about. But yeah, no other questions? Nothing at all? All right. Well, I will we'll put this recording for those that didn't get to join us, but I thank everyone for hanging out. And if you have any other questions come up, just feel free to reach out, and we will close the registration on the 30th of or whatever the last day of April is, to just let you know that. And then once you put the deposit down, it'll go to, I believe it's like a 6 month payment plan or 7 months, whatever it is between now and then, it'll be a payment plan. Okay. Lots of love to all of you, and we will see you very soon.